I don't know what the heck just happened. That was bizarre. I don't know. Now I just turned off the internet and now I'm just going on my data because I don't know what the heck is going on with the internet. Hopefully everyone will find us again. I don't know what the heck just happened, you guys. That was literally so bizarre. Let me repost this link in the community tab because I don't know who was trying to stop us. I don't know who it was. I'm so glad you guys found me. Hi, I don't know what the heck just happened. I have no idea what happened either. Okay, I'm reposting this in the community chat, you guys, because we got disconnected, but here we are. Okay, reposting this now. Hello. Okay, so literally, was it the aliens? Yay, I'm back. Okay. Woo. I will say I got real nervous. Let me unpin the bad one and repin the good one. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, yay. Hi. I don't know what the heck happened, you guys. That was so weird. But I'm so happy everyone's back. Okay, I think everyone's finding us again. Thank goodness. Well, what I was going to say is we have a lot of stuff happening. You guys know we're talking about Kyle Richards, Mauricio Umansky. If you're just tuning in, I'm sorry. I don't know what the heck happened, you guys. We're going to talk about Jennifer Lopez. We're going to talk about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. We're going to talk about Leonardo DiCaprio, Gigi Hadid. And we have so much Selena Gomez tea to get into, you guys. We have a ton of Selena tea to discuss. I cannot wait to get into it with you guys. Again, I am so sorry. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But I feel like a lot of us are back. So I'm hoping, it's good. Oh, I feel horrible. I don't know what happened. I literally started panicking. All of a sudden, you guys, on my end, the screen just went gray. And I was like, that's not good. That's not good. I don't know what happened. So we're just not even going to rely on the internet because clearly she is unreliable. And we are just going to roll by ourselves. So I think this is better. Anyway, honestly, the only reason why I do trust the internet, but it does open it up for technical difficulties. And the only reason why I've been going only on Wi-Fi is because if you guys remember, my very first live got cut off because somebody tried calling me halfway through. So I think hopefully we're fine now. Can everyone see me, hear me? We're good. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and get in with the tea because we were chatting and I know you guys are like, Madison, we need to get to the tea, which absolutely. Sacred Space said technical difficulties happen all the time. Oh, thank you, Sacred Space. I know they do. I'm just, as I was saying, a perfectionist, and I hate when things don't go perfect, but it's okay. We all still made it back, and that's all that matters. Also, Madeline is here for her first live listening while I get ready for my photo shoot. Okay, Madeline. I don't know what photo shoot you have going on, but that sounds fun. Good luck. I know you're going to do fabulous. You're going to kill it. I'm so happy you're here. So you guys, like I said, we're going to talk about Kyle Richards, Mauricio Umansky. We're going to talk about Jennifer Lopez. We're going to talk about Leo and Gigi, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and a lot of Selena Gomez tea will be at the end. So if you're a Selena Gomez girly, hang on. We will get there. But we're going to go ahead and kick things off, you guys, talking about Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky. So if you are seeing these names on social media and on TikTok and you're confused, why do people care about them? Here's why. So Kyle Richards is on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Her husband, Mauricio, he has been on the show for as long as Kyle's been on the show. He also has his own reality show on Netflix called Selling Beverly Hills. He has his own real estate company here. He's a big deal. And truthfully, they have been married for 27 years. So when news broke recently that they were separating after 27 years of marriage, everyone absolutely started losing their minds, myself included. I always found it so refreshing that there was a housewives couple who had been married for 27 years. Because if you guys watch Housewives, there's kind of this almost unspoken, kind of like the Kardashian curse. There's a Real Housewives curse that it's very rare that marriages survive. There's also a curse that if a couple films an intimate scene, specifically a scene in the bathtub together or a vow renewal, that sure enough, they're probably going to separate or get divorced. But Kyle Richards and Mauricio never gave those vibes. So when news broke and People Magazine confirmed that they were separated, people started losing it. Like I said, myself included. And now there have been all of these rumors that have come out regarding why or why not they might have separated, because Kyle posted a statement on her Instagram. I'll get to that in a second. But after the news broke of their separation, immediately these theories started coming out. One theory is that Mauricio has not been faithful, which, to be completely honest with y'all, I've actually heard that for a while, which kills me. However, I always disregarded it because I was like, no, him and Kyle look so happy. They're always together. They're always together as a family. They're always with their kids. Like, no way is Mauricio not being faithful. But I have heard those rumors for a while. So that was one theory as to why they were separating. But the second theory is much more tea-filled, and it's actually that Kyle was the one who was having an affair, and people think that she was having an affair with the female country singer Morgan Wade. So the reason why people think this is A, Morgan and Kyle have been seen hanging out together. They've posted on social media. B, Morgan Wade's ex-girlfriend posted a video of herself like crying in the car, talking about how she went to go see Morgan perform in LA, and there was this one person there who she knew was going to be there, but she wasn't prepared to see this person there. And Kyle Richards did go see Morgan Wade perform with Teddy Mellencamp at the Troubadour. So people are putting two and two together that, okay, maybe this person who the ex is talking about is Kyle Richards. They also allegedly have the same matching heart tattoo. Even just before this, I saw that Morgan has like a K tattoo as well. Again, don't know if this is true. This is just what the streets are saying. This is what people are speculating. Now, like I mentioned, Kyle did release a statement on her Instagram after these theories really started running wild and picking up a lot of steam. She essentially confirmed that yes, her and Mauricio have been having issues, but she said they are not getting divorced, and then she asked for privacy during this time while her and Mauricio try to figure out what they want to do for next steps. Because allegedly they're still living together, like they were together for 4th of July as a family. Their daughters are not saying that this is true. Their daughters are saying that they're still together. So it's just very, very confusing. Now let me see what's going on in the chat. Amanda, yes, we have 85 in the chat. Yeah. We're killing it. Absolutely. We have Brittany saying, I don't believe these rumors. Maybe they're just close friends and people are projecting Chrishell vibes towards her. I just don't believe it. I just think it's a dry patch. I definitely think they're going through a dry patch. I mean, Kyle admitted to the fact that they've been having issues in their marriage. But I agree. I'm like, a full-on affair? I don't know who has time. I mean, Tristan Thompson has the time. But who normally has time to carry on a full-blown affair while being on a reality show where everyone's following your every freaking move and doing all of these Amazon lives? Like, it's really hard for me to understand. However, I did also read a thing before this where it was like, it wasn't Dumois, but it was some other like Bravo account that somebody wrote into. This person claims that her mom is really good friends with Kyle Richards and that Kyle Richards was having an emotional affair with Morgan, came clean to Mauricio, and they've been trying to work on their problems since having this emotional affair. I mean, an affair, I guess, is an affair. Obviously, an emotional, I don't know. Some people say an emotional affair is worse than a physical affair. I don't really know. I hope I never find out. So I don't know. I never wanted to believe it. Like, even my parents, you guys, even Mama and Papa Hill, I was like, Kyle Richards and Mauricio are separating. Even my parents were like, what? Like, they've been married for so long. And that's what freaks me out, you guys. I'm like, okay, they've been married for 27 years and they're separating. Like, when are we safe? When are we safe? I would think after, I don't know, the 5-year mark, 10-year mark, 20-year mark, geez and rice, you got to be out of the woods from divorce. But apparently not. Like, things can always happen. I don't understand it. Eminem said, I kind of agree. I feel like she's really going to, if she's really going to have I kind of agree. I feel like she's really going to have an affair with a woman that publicly. Exactly. Like, would she show up to the show with her friend? Which I guess that's a good cover though, right? Because if you're going to the concert with your friend, no one's going to think that's super weird. No one's going to be like, oh, affair flags are going off. Kyle's just going to a country concert with her friend. So I don't know. Was was she just hiding in plain sight? Like, what is happening? We have Charlotte saying, I think he's been cheating a bunch, so it wouldn't surprise me if she moved on. He will never emotionally fulfill you rings true. So what Charlotte is referring to, in case y'all see this on social media, I think Charlotte, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was 10 years ago or 12 years ago. Regardless, a while back, on one of the first seasons of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, all the ladies are sitting down, they're at dinner, and there's a psychic. And this psychic gives a reading, and she tells Kyle that her husband will never emotionally fulfill her and that they will have problems finding things in common with one another when their children are older. Well, fast forward to today, obviously Kyle and Mauricio's children are older, and that psychic may or may not have been right. So it's crazy. Even the psychic posted and was like, I know everyone thought I was crazy and didn't know what I was talking about, but, you know, mic drop, jokes on them. Like, the psychic is even, like, entering the group chat with the situation. It is actually crazy, and that is why I am scared to go to a psychic. One hand, I'm like, I would love to know the future. I would love some confirmation that everything's going to work out. But then on the other hand, I'm like, what if they tell me something bad, and then I'm going to be thinking about that bad thing for the next 10 to 15 years until it comes to fruition. So that's why psychics are kind of, again, I believe in it. And so that's why I think psychics scare me a little bit. But that psychic was truly on the money when it comes to Kyle and Mauricio. It's just insane. And I agree with you guys. I do think that Mauricio has stepped out on Kyle before. Again, I've heard the grumblings of this before. I was shocked about Kyle. People were also saying that's why she's lost so much weight, because she's been so stressed about her marriage. If you guys remember, Kyle was actually one of the first housewives who people thought was on Ozempic. People were coming at her being like, just admit it, you're so skinny, because the photos that she posted, I mean, her ribs are showing, she just looks pretty gaunt. And she got really skinny really quick. So people were thinking, oh, Kyle Richards is on Ozempic. She clapped back against these claims several times. But people are saying, yeah, I mean, she's just lost weight because she was so stressed in her marriage. And now, obviously, it's all coming out, which is crazy. You know what? If y'all are late, don't even worry about it, because we had technical difficulties at the beginning. So honestly, you came for the right part, because you came for the part where we're in the tea. The only thing you missed was just our little catch-up chatting. So I'm happy that you made it. So don't be stressed if you're late. If anything, I'm kind of happy that you were late because you missed my technical difficulty. But you guys, let's see what else. We have Brittany saying, I'm with you, girl. I love them and I believe in them, but I don't know if I want to know the future. Exactly. All right, you guys, we're going to move on and talk about Jennifer Lopez. So let's get some, because we're going to talk about her alcohol brand, which is spritzes. So let's get some Champs glasses in the chat, even though I don't really like sharing my Champs glasses with J-Lo, but I will for this moment. So if you want to get into this Jennifer Lopez tea with me, go ahead and put some Champs glasses in the chat. You guys, J-Lo is sassy. J-Lo is upset. And I do feel partially responsible, because when I did a video on this, it actually did pretty well. I think I did a YouTube short on it. So I'm sorry. Sorry, J-Lo, but it had to be said. It had to be called out. So for those of you who might have forgotten, J-Lo a couple months ago announced that she was releasing her own alcohol brand. It's going to be called DeLola, and it's essentially a line of like healthy spritzes. So, you know, lower sugar content, natural ingredients, a little less alcohol, all of those things. Now, people were obviously judging Jennifer Lopez whenever she announced that she was coming out with this alcohol brand, because, hello, for years, Jennifer Lopez has publicly been saying that she doesn't drink, she doesn't eat bad foods, she doesn't do all these things, and that's how she maintains her youthful look, because, you know, she doesn't get Botox. Are you kidding me? She just doesn't drink alcohol, eats super healthy, and uses her own skincare line. That is how she maintains looking like that at 50, okay? So people obviously were like, wait, why are you releasing an alcohol line? Your whole thing is that you don't drink. And again, as someone just brought up, Ben Affleck obviously is married to Jennifer Lopez. Ben Affleck has had his own individual struggles with alcohol. He's been to rehab. So people were also like, yeah, this is kind of weird. Your husband is sober and you're releasing your own brand of alcohol. So Jennifer Lopez got a lot of pushback on this. She got dragged pretty heavily. People were calling her out for a money grab, saying they weren't going to buy, all of these things. Well, over the weekend, Jennifer Lopez decided to clap back months later, really. I'm like, okay, I feel like this clapback should have come, I don't know, whenever the brand was announced, but she decided 4th of July weekend was going to be her time to shine and stick it to all of us who were saying that she was doing a money grab. So she took to her Instagram, you guys. She posted a video and she clarified that she does drink sometimes. She said, quote, "I love spending time with family and friends and having a little cocktail." She went on to say in the last 10 to 15 years, she has had the occasional cocktail she said that she enjoys drinking. She just doesn't like getting drunk. So we all misunderstood her. She never said she doesn't drink. She enjoys a cocktail. She just doesn't like getting drunk. So she went on to specifically say, quote, "I do drink responsibly. I don't drink to get faced. I drink to be social and have a nice time." So my question for you, someone said, Amanda said, "J-Lo must have had a few drinks on the 4th. Tea, Amanda. Like, what prompted her to clap back now? My question for y'all is, does Jennifer Lopez admitting that she does occasionally enjoy a cocktail, but she just doesn't like to get faced, absolve her from being accused of doing a money grab with this alcohol line? I kind of feel like it doesn't. To me, I kind of feel like this is still a money grab, but that's my 2 cents. I want to hear where y'all are weighing in. Obviously, I'm not mad about a brand of alcohol having less sugar, cleaner ingredients, like Sacred Space is saying. That sounds amazing. I just think it's the wrong person who's doing it. Completely agree. I just feel like there's a disconnect for me. There's a disconnect for me. And Mama Hill says, "I think she got caught, LOL." Probably. Or just Dolola was not selling, so they were like, "Hey, can you clear this up?" But that's just my issue with Jennifer Lopez. You guys have struggled. I've said this before. I was a fan of Jennifer Lopez whenever she was like Jenny from the Block. Like early 2000s J-Lo, we stand, we're here for her. But current J-Lo, not as much. Because again, I can't stand this whole, I don't get Botox, I just use my own skincare line. I don't drink, but I'm going to release an alcohol line. I don't do I can't stand all of this wishy-washiness and her only aligning with something when it benefits her to sell a product. Now again, should she get her bag? Absolutely. Go secure it, girl. Here in the House of Hill, I am all about securing the bag. Do whatever you got to do. I just feel like there was a different business venture that she could have done aside from this. Like she could have done a line of mixers, like non-alcoholic spritzes that could be mixed with alcohol if you wanted to. I think that would have been a better idea. I think that would have been an easier pill to swallow for consumers as opposed to her just, again, releasing an alcohol line. It just feels very, very random because it's like, if she did a non-alcoholic thing, it's something that her and Ben Affleck could enjoy together. That man could be in the promo. That man could be in the videos. Like, I just feel like that makes more sense. It's something that they can enjoy together. You know what I mean? Harmony said, "J-Lo isn't as authentic as she was." Agreed. Mesha said, "Drinking enough to sell alcohol. Money grab." Denise said, "Nope, own it, J-Lo, and get over it. Wrong thing for her brand, to be honest. And with Ben's struggles, I think it's in poor taste." Okay, so y'all are like, "No, sorry, she's not absolved. We are still mad." Sam Scott said she could have still done it and said, "Although I prefer not to drink, here's for those who do," for a different tagline. Sam, exactly. Okay, Mama Hill is just roasting J-Lo in the chat. "I've tried her skincare line. It smells like sunscreen you can buy at any drugstore." Okay, Mama Hill, we understand, Mom. We understand where you are at on this situation. I'm dying. Aaron said, "Isn't Blake Lively coming out with a drink line and she doesn't drink either?" Aaron, I did see that, but also I don't know if it's the same thing, but I know that Blake Lively did release a line of what I'm saying, mixers. Like she released a line of non-alcoholic, like sparkling juices and stuff that could be mixed with Aviation Gin, which is Ryan Reynolds' gin company. So I might be, a little slow on the uptake. I did see people talking about Blake Lively releasing a line, but to my knowledge, I know she did have a line of like non-alcoholic mixers that just conveniently paired well with her husband's gin company. For those of you who don't know, Ryan Reynolds, businessman. That man has so many businesses. So if he does not appear in another movie for the rest of his life, he will be completely fine. He has his own marketing company. He has Aviation Gin. He just sold his cell phone company to T-Mobile. Like, he really, really, really shockingly has a lot of side businesses. So we also have SWSMS, total money grab and so disrespectful to her hubby. I'm assuming she had a combo with him first about it, and he must have given the green light, but still seems off. Wrong product to push. Oh, I definitely think they had a conversation about it. They do seem very happily married, honestly. And of course, he's not going to be like, no, don't go make money. You know what I mean? No, don't release another product line. So I feel like, of course, he's going to say yes, right? Yes, his company was called Mint Mobile. The Shomer Family Channel or an aging skin line. She's also known for looking so young. Yeah, she should have done something. Oh, I see her previous comment. She should have done something that has to do with her butt. She's known for her big butt. Honestly, Jennifer Lopez was like the OG big butt girly. Pre-Kardashians. Kardashians who, honestly, before Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez was really the one who kind of made big butts hot. Like, I remember even being like, oh my God, yes, I have a butt like J-Lo. Like, I'm killing it. I'm slaying. And then the Kardashians came along and, like, did it times 10. But honestly, without J-Lo normalizing the big butt, I don't even know if we would have the Kardashians be as big as they are. Obviously, they overtook her when it comes to body standards, but still. Let's see. We have, yes, exactly. She's the OG. Wonder if Flake is hiring her husband's company to market her alcohol line. Oh, probably. You know they're double dipping. Which, honestly, as they should. I feel like that's what power couples do, right? You double dip, so that way y'all are utilizing all your skills and all your connections in order to make sure y'all are making the most money. Like, I can't even be mad at that. I would do this. I would do the exact same thing. Fessy said, at least Blake Lively isn't out here saying she doesn't drink, so buy my alcohol mixers. True. I just think also Blake Lively comes across as a much more humble person, if we want to say that. I think Blake Lively comes across way more relatable and real. Her and Ryan Reynolds are always keeping it real when talking about parenting and their marriage and their relationship. And so I just feel like Blake Lively, she's more marketable, honestly. She's more relatable. She feels attainable. Jennifer Lopez doesn't feel attainable. You know what I mean? And it's like, if I drink DeLola, am I going to feel as like classy and amazing as Jennifer Lopez? No, because I'm just going to be irritated that I bought into this, me personally. And I love a spritz, which is so sad. Alessandra said, first time I'm catching you live. Hi from Italy. Oh my God, hi. I'm jealous. I wish I was in Italy. I just want to say thank you. I learn well learning English, listening to you talk about celeb news. Hear from your old job. Love you. Thank you, Alessandra. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're here, and I want to come visit you. I want to be going live from Italy. That sounds more fun. Yes, you guys are all kind of in agreement with the Blake Lively situation. Blake releasing something for her kids or mom seems more believable. True. And Amanda's talking about J-Lo's butt. Exactly. Okay, you guys, we're going to move on from talking about J-Lo, and we're going to get into this Prince Harry and Meghan Markle tea, because this report had me clutching my pearls a little bit. So for royal family tea, let's do some crowns in the chat. Some crowns in the chat for some Prince Harry and Meghan Markle tea. We could also do like the money emoji, because we're going to be talking about their cash flow, because allegedly it is not flowing like it was, you know? So you guys know, if you've been following the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle situation, that they had their big $20 million deal with Spotify come to a close. It blew up. The Spotify exec was out here calling them grifters. It was super embarrassing. Also, there were some rumors that Netflix was like, we have a $100 million contract with you. We've given you half of that. And we need you to be producing some more content, or this contract could also be on its way out as well. So Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they've been going through it. They've been on the receiving end of some not so great press because of all of this, you guys. And now we have a new report from OK Magazine where a source claimed that Meghan and Harry are, quote, scrambling to pay their bills. Apparently, they were doing well from the money that Harry was bringing in from his memoir Spare, but now that's slowed down and money is, quote, a problem again. This OK Magazine insider went on to say they'll do whatever it takes to maintain their posh Montecito lifestyle, which, just for those of you who are like, where's Montecito? Montecito is on its way to Santa Barbara. That's like Oprah has a house there, Ellen has a house there. If you're living in Montecito, you're doing well, especially if you have a home that looks like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's. Like, you're slang, you're killing it. You're probably selling multiple cases of Delola, okay? Then this insider went on to say, Harry and Meghan know their opportunities haven't gone as planned, but they're determined to stick it out and become a success no matter what. Do y'all believe this? Do y'all actually think Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are scrambling to pay their bills? They're struggling. They're freaking out over this Spotify deal imploding. The money from the book is slowing down. Like, do y'all believe that this could be the case? I will say, I don't know if I believe that they're like scrambling to pay their bills, but I do believe that they might be having some upper lip sweat. Because I think, they were obviously counting on that $20 million coming in full. And we also have to remember they have a lot of expenses. Like, it's not just their house that they're paying for. They obviously have people on staff. They have to pay for security. They have, their Archwell Productions company. Like, they definitely have a lot of overhead. So, again, do I think that they're like scrambling to make ends meet? Not necessarily, but I do believe that money maybe isn't rolling in like it once was. What do y'all think? That is my 2 cents. I don't know. Y'all know I have pretty much adamantly defended Prince Harry and Meghan Markle for a long time. Ever since their Oprah interview. I actually used to not be a Meghan Markle fan. Then I watched that Oprah interview and it completely changed my perspective on them. And then watching their Netflix show also completely changed my perspective on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So I feel like since that, I have definitely been a big, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry supporter. But now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's see. AI said, I think they are struggling for some reason. Sacred Space said, not a popular opinion, but I don't believe they're struggling for money. I think they're a lot more in control than the media makes them out to be. Olivia said they need to downgrade or start having a good work ethic. The Shomer Family Channel said she's an attention seeker and he is not, and everyone is over her. Abigail's just saying hi. That's okay. You don't have to hush. I'm happy you're here to say hi. Harmony said, I don't think they are as bad, but I do think they need money. Hi, Freaky Walrus. I'm so happy you're here. Tina said, I'm not a supporter. I think Meghan has a big ego, and her Spotify show showed that. Okay. Yes. All right. I know. I think it did too. And especially, I know Andy Cohen actually came to her defense when it came to her podcast and was like, no, of course she filmed the interviews. Like, why would she not film the interviews? Because if you guys remember, there was one of her guests who came out and said, I didn't do my interview on the podcast with Meghan Markle. I did it with her sound engineer. And then they went back and like dubbed her voice in. And y'all know I did go in about that because I just could not imagine getting a $20 million contract and not giving it everything I have. So it's interesting. I don't know if people are really more so over Meghan and Prince Harry's just getting dragged down. I don't know. Denise said, I could see money not stacking like it used to, but I feel like Harry is used to pivoting. I would agree. For Meghan, I think this is more of a principle thing. Completely agree. Tamara said, didn't they get kicked out of the family, so they might be struggling? Tamara, yes. So they are not senior royal family members anymore. So obviously they're not getting any of that money, but Princess Diana left everything she had to Harry. So Harry did inherit a nice chunk, obviously, from his mother, who, icon. We love Princess Diana. We love Princess Diana here in the House of Hill, okay? Yes, Tina, he still has a trust. So I think he will be okay, but I think y'all are nailing it when you say Harry would be cool living a modest life. I really do believe that. I feel like that guy is happiest when he is in the wilderness. He's surrounded by animals. He's with the people who he loves and cares about. I don't think Harry actually needs a lot, although he did grow up obviously with a very privileged life. But I don't think he needs that for happiness. I want to believe that Meghan doesn't need that either because, again, I have, been such a supporter of her, but she does strike me as someone who would struggle a little bit more with cutting things down and maybe living a more modest lifestyle. I think Harry would be absolutely fine with it. I don't know about Meghan, but that's just the vibe I get. And honestly, that's not even like necessarily shade. I feel like I'm sure it would be hard once you're accustomed to living a certain lifestyle to have to, pull back on certain things. But if it means a better life for you, your kids, I mean, what other option do you have? I guess than to just try to get another contract. But I think that whole Spotify thing really, really probably threw a wrench into some deals that they had working. I imagine, at least. I imagine it had to have affected some of the deals they had in place, Freaky Wawa said, but are they camping or are they glamping? Now, I know that when they first met, one of their first trips to Africa, they camped, in the middle of the wilderness, in the middle of animals. Best analogy, it is. But now I don't know, I don't know. Again, I always want to think the best of them here, but unfortunately it is, they haven't been giving me the best to work with. But you guys, we are going to move on and we're going to talk about Leonardo DiCaprio and Gigi Hadid. They were in the Hamptons. So what's a good Hamptons emoji? I'm trying to think. I feel like champagne is a good What about a sailboat? A sailboat, if you're ready to talk about Leonardo DiCaprio and Gigi Hadid. Is there a sailboat emoji? I think there is. Or a sun. We could do a sun. Fireworks, Tammy, do not be sorry. I'm so happy you're here. I am so happy you made it. Do not apologize. Let's see. The Shomer family channel said, yeah, he's going to be the next Diana once Meghan's gone. Just being so real and modest with the charity work. Yes, I agree. Prince Harry, I always have said, he gives me princess, he is his mother. He is his mother, and in any interview you watch with him, you can just see that he emulates everything Diana believed in, and I just, it makes me sad, honestly. It does, because I'm like, I can't even freaking imagine. Okay, I'm loving the sailboats. I was nervous. I was like, did I just say an emoji that doesn't exist? But I'm happy that it absolutely does exist. Thank goodness. Hi, Travis. I'm so happy you made it. Okay, you guys. So Leonardo DiCaprio and Gigi Hadid. WTF is going on? We always hear, oh, they're hanging out, blah, 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 blah. No, they're broken up. Nothing's happening. They're just friends. Well, they have been spotted again, you guys. They were spotted not once, but twice together over 4th of July weekend at the same parties in the Hamptons. So the first night they were seen together, a source saw them together, sent in a picture to Page 6, and said that they were a, quote, vibe together. So that tells me something. And then a second source, you guys, mentioned to Page 6 after the second time that they were seen together, because they were seen together 2 nights in a row, the second source said that they are, quote, definitely together after witnessing them in the party at the same time. So my question, do you think Leonardo DiCaprio and Gigi Hadid are actually together, or are they just two people running around in the same friend group and ending up at the same parties? What are we thinking? I kind of feel like they are seeing one another and that they are together when they're in the same place at the same time. But do I think that they are boyfriend and girlfriend exclusive? No. Let's be honest. Leonardo DiCaprio, it's actually refreshing that he's even hanging out with Gigi Hadid because she is older than 25. And typically this man is never caught dead with anyone who is younger than 25 or who is older than 25. So that at least is nice. But I don't think Leonardo DiCaprio is ready to settle down with a woman who has a child. And at the end of the day, I don't think Gigi Hadid is going to get seriously involved with somebody who cannot be a stepdad role. Because again, she has a baby to worry about. She needs to make sure all of her ducks are in a row. She's still a mother. Yes, she can obviously go party in the Hamptons and have a fun mom's weekend away. But then when real life sets in, is Leo going to be there? No. I don't believe it for 1 second. I don't even know if Leonardo DiCaprio will ever grow up and have his George Clooney moment. You know what I mean? George Clooney eventually realized, okay, this partying bachelor lifestyle, I can't sustain it forever because, when you're 70, well, I was just about to say, when you're 75, 80, 90, you're not going to be pulling 20-year-olds, but look at Al Pacino. So, joke's on me. Maybe there are some 20-year-olds who would be into that. But I feel like at some point you got to grow up, and I just don't know if Leonardo DiCaprio will ever grow up. I don't know if he's ever going to hit his George Clooney stride, and I think that Gigi Hadid would never get serious with somebody who wasn't mature enough to be in a relationship. Again, to be, obviously someone who her child is around, all of those things. Yeah, obviously she has nannies, but I'm just saying, I think she is still an involved parent. Brittany said Peter Pan syndrome. Fessy said Leo needs to date someone his age range at least once. But do you think that'll ever happen? I don't think he will. Charlotte said she's definitely his type, but the timing of when this came out, when he was getting so much bad press, seems super stunty. Right? And he always is seen, you guys, I feel like, wearing the exact same thing to all of these events. And I'm like, at some point, your disguise is not going to be a disguise anymore. We know you are always wearing a black bomber jacket, a black hat, and 9 times out of 10 a mask to try to keep yourself hidden from people. But we know, we see. The people are saying, and they're sending photos of you into page 6, and they are saying they are definitely together. But again, like I said, I don't think that they are in a committed relationship. I more so feel like when they're in the same place, they're together, they're hanging out, they're hooking up. When they're not in the same place, sayonara, I'll see you when I see you. Just my own opinion there. Sacred Space said, I think they're each other go-tos for hookups. Absolutely. And it's if you're in the Hamptons, I guess, why not? I've only driven through the Hamptons, did a brief stop there. It was incredible. Been to Montauk, very, very fun. I still want to go, obviously, to the Hamptons again, but maybe it was just it was 4th of July. They're having a good time. They were enjoying it. Some fireworks, some champs, and a little hookup, which honestly never killed anybody, okay? We have Miss Yoko saying, welcome everyone. Tammy said, together when it's convenient. Yes. Okay, so we're all thinking that they are each other's hookups for sure. Sacred Space said he's going to be one of those who has his first child at 70. I hope not, because this little trend that we have going on, was it Robert De Niro and then Al Pacino? I'm like, can we not? Can we just, this whole, I feel like when you're in your 70s, 80s, 90s, you should be living your golden years. You should not be changing diapers. And maybe I'm just speaking for myself. When I'm 70, 80, and 90, I do not want to be anywhere near. Well, I guess if I have a grandchild. But even then, who wants to start over raising a baby when you're 70, 80, or 90? That just seems absolutely insane to me. Not that I guess any of these guys, how much are they truly helping, though? You know what I mean? Is Robert De Niro really doing a 3 a.m. feeding? No. Okay. Absolutely not. He'll just be like, let's hire someone to do this 3 a.m. feeding. Exactly. Can we not? I know, you guys, I really do not like the thought of this, but y'all know. Unfortunately, we have too many examples of older male celebrities who are having babies. Tamara, I'm so happy we're on the same page. I mean, we're always on the same page, but I'm happy, especially with this, because I just feel like we got to draw the line somewhere. You know what I mean? But now, you guys, I want to definitely start getting into the Selena Gomez tea, because like I said, there is so much to get into here. Lynn said, I was about to say, who said they're on diaper duty? Exactly. I'm like, you know me, I do get naive every once in a while, and I'm like, oh no, they're gonna help, it's gonna be fine. And it's like, LOL, Madison, who are you kidding? But you guys, we are gonna get into the Selena tea, so we can do crown emojis, some queen emojis. I know you all love to do that for Selena. We have a lot of Selena tea to discuss, so I wanted to make sure I gave us plenty of time to get into this. So if you are ready, yes, Sacred Space is coming in with the crowns and the lipstick, hearts, whatever you want to do to represent Miss Selena Gomez and all of this tea that we're going to get into, go ahead and do it. Also, if you guys could do me a huge favor and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't yet, I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. I think it helps, hopefully, push the link out to people to notify them that I'm live. Who knows? Y'all know sometimes the YouTube notifications don't always work in my favor. Miss Yoko said, Dear Madison, please remind your wonderful audience to help and push the like button. Yes, if y'all could push that like button, I would be forever grateful and thankful. Yes, someone just pushed it. Thank you. Thank you. Definitely, it helps, you guys. It helps more than you know. Thank you, everyone who are pressing the like button. Mwah, you're the best. Keep pressing it if you haven't pressed it already. Also, go ahead and give this video a share if you haven't shared this video yet. You know we are always here to expand and grow and welcome more people into the House of Hills so we have more people to chat with. But having said that, you guys, let's get into this Selena and Hailey situation. So if y'all watched my YouTube short, if you didn't, no big deal, I'm going to catch you up. Hailey recently had an interview with Bloomberg, and it was Bloomberg's The Circuit. And the point of the interview was for her to talk about how, you know, she went from being a Nepo baby to an entrepreneur with Road Beauty and all of that jazz. Well, of course, she was asked about her feud with Selena Gomez, and she went on this long tangent, and she said, you know, she doesn't actually believe that the feud is about her or Selena. She thinks it is about people who just like to, you know, spread hate on the internet over this alleged twisted feud that they've concocted in their minds. Hailey said that she is not about dividing people on the internet. She doesn't like thinking in like Team Selena or Team Hailey. She's all about bringing people together. And she also said, because the interviewer then says something, she's like, the interviewer's like, I know I'm a little too old to understand this, but can you explain this to me? I'm like, oh my God, I would never say that. Anyway, but then the interviewer was like, I also hate that it's like it's such an old narrative that two women are pitted against each other over a man, aka Justin Bieber. And Hailey's like, I know, I hate it. I hate that narrative. It's been like that since the beginning, and that's not the case. And she just really like talked so much about this feud. And you guys, originally when I made my video, I was like, no one is perpetuating this narrative except you by talking about this during interviews. Like, that to me is perpetuating the narrative, right? If you didn't want to perpetuate the narrative, you should have just said, oh, yep, thankfully everything is fine between us. It's nothing but peace and we've been able to move on, period. But obviously Hailey didn't do that. She went on, she gave this really big answer. Well, allegedly, this interview was filmed a couple months ago, like in the height of the whole Hailey Bieber, Kylie Jenner, Selena Gomez eyebrow drama. And so allegedly Bloomberg just like held on to this interview for a while and they just published it. So Hailey fans are saying, you know, don't rag on her too much, don't drag her. This interview is just now being published, but it was actually recorded when the feud was at its height before they both released their public statements. So I wanted to say that because that would make my, you know, opinion irrelevant by saying, why would Hailey comment on this? She should have never said anything. She should have just nipped it in the bud. But, you know, I guess if it was fresh for her, she felt like she needed to expand on that question. Although, honestly, no. Having said that, I stand by my opinion. I still think if you don't want to perpetuate a narrative, you don't want to perpetuate a story, why would you even give people this quote? Because guess what? Nobody even cared about what she had to say about Road Beauty. I did not see one headline come from that interview that was like, Hailey opens up about all her struggles with Road Beauty. No, nobody even paid attention to that. They only paid attention to what she said about Selena Gomez. So I do think if you want people to take you at face value and really start talking about you because of your business and not because of your connection to somebody else, you got to keep people on topic. So actually I stand by what I said. I don't think she should have answered any. I think she should have not answered any questions about it. Even if it was 3 years ago, she should have said, you know what, that feud is actually that feud is not real. It's not relevant to my life. Let's get back to talking about Road Beauty. That's the more important thing. Autumn said, I wish people would just stop using Selena's name, and I wish Hailey would stop talking about it. If I was Selena, I would be careful around girls because clearly Selena has some trauma regarding girls. Oh, absolutely. Which, like, can you blame her? I mean, I can't blame her at all. And something I did say in my video, which I stand by, and I want to pose this question to y'all because I think you guys will agree with me here. You know, I know Hailey stands and Justin stands always come for me, but my response to that is, you know, when I see Selena do an interview and talk about her feud with Hailey, I will absolutely probably say the exact same thing. Why is Selena bringing it up? She should let it die. This is just perpetuating the narrative. But the problem is Selena doesn't do interviews where she talks about Hailey. Selena doesn't do interviews where she talks about Justin. After she released Lose You to Love Me and Look at Her Now, she said, I will never talk about this again publicly. Like, this is it. It is the bow on the present. We're done with that chapter. I've said all I had to say. So that's my thing. People are always like, you're biased towards Selena. I'm not biased towards Selena. Selena is just not out here perpetuating this narrative. She is worried about her own grass. She's making sure her grass is watered, growing, and thriving. She's not worried about Hailey Bieber's grass or Justin Bieber's grass. If anything, I feel like predominantly in the past, they've been more worried about hers. You know what I mean? So it's not that I'm biased. It's just that Selena doesn't talk about this. Cass said she always keeps it professional. Exactly. Fessy said she needs to stop for people to stop. Selena has moved on. They both need to do the same. Exactly. Abigail said, this is so true. She never does. I agree. She needs to move on. Yes, exactly. Jane said, why didn't she say that she was only there to talk about Road? Because she's not there to talk about Road. Basically saying, well, she can't say that if she's not there to talk about it. JP Love said, Maddie, do you think Scooter Braun has something to do with this? So I do wonder who is really managing Hailey and who is helping set up these interviews and these promotional things, because I feel like, I'm sure Justin's team has to have been stepping in. Maybe she had a really great team before she married Justin. I feel like they have to share some sort of team. And even if Scooter wasn't necessarily behind this, I do think he isn't an idiot, and he knows that press like this benefits Justin and Hailey. Because again, it's still people talking about them. However, I do know, because I have personally witnessed it with my own two eyes, that Scooter Braun does reach out to media outlets, and he will do his best to present them with an offer that they can't refuse in order to control what they report and how they report news about Justin and Hailey. Again, I have witnessed this with my own two eyes, that he does that. So while he might not have necessarily been behind it and concocted it, did he tell Bloomberg it was okay to ask that question, even if Hailey wasn't okay with it? I wouldn't put it past him, is what I'm saying. I would not be surprised by that. That would not shock me. If anything, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds pretty on brand. Sam said, I think that type of press will eventually destroy their relationship because it's such an integral part of their image. Completely agree. And again, it is sad to me. I'm not even going to lie. Again, I don't mind Hailey. I don't know when this misconception came about that I'm like, I don't like her. I have nothing against the girl. I just sometimes disagree with how she behaves on social media. But I have nothing personally against her in the slightest. If anything, I feel so much empathy towards her that so much of her identity is wrapped up in this BS. Like, I think as a woman to woman, that would suck. It would suck to have your identity so wrapped up in your husband's ex. Like, that would be horrible. And if you take it off a celebrity level and put it on a human level, like, think of your best friend. If your best friend was married to the love of her life, but yet everyone around town just kept being like, oh my God, like, I can't believe they're married. Like, he really wants to be with Tracy. You know, he wants to be with Tracy. He doesn't really want to be with Cindy. We all know it. Tracy's so much better, and Cindy is your really good friend. You would be upset. You know what I mean? So on a human level, I do feel for her because I think that would suck. But again, she just does a lot of things on social media that warrant me to call her out and be like, okay, we can't talk out of both sides of our mouth, girly. You know what I mean? We can't be like, oh my God, I hate being bullied online. Like, this is so horrible. Everyone's crazy and twisted and has this narrative. But then also be like, I'm going to perpetuate the narrative by constantly talking about it and not letting it go. Like, you can't be telling people to let something go and then not let it go yourself. You know what I mean? That's always been my issue with Hailey. I feel like she straddles the line. I feel like she flip-flops. I feel like she always goes back and forth, and I just want her to pick a freaking lane and stay in it. That's my issue. I feel like Selena Gomez has always stayed in the lane of, I have my blinders on, I'm unbothered, I'm booked, I'm busy, I'm doing what I need to do. And for some reason, they keep trying to rip her freaking blinders off as hard as she tries to keep them on. So that's kind of my whole thing with Hailey. JP Love said, I was enjoying Hailey's YouTube until her Call Her Daddy Shady podcast. You know, but I give her a pass on the Call Her Daddy podcast because I'm like, you know what? That was your one time to tell your story. I get it. You haven't been able to set the record straight. like I said in that full pop off, I feel like the time to have set the record straight would have been probably a year after we got married. I don't understand why we did that interview 5 years after we've been married. Don't get that. But, you know, teach their own. Maybe Call Her Daddy was really booked and couldn't fit Hailey Bieber in. I understand she has her right to tell her story. She did. And now it should be period. It should be over. Like, why we're still talking about Selena in interviews is crazy. It's crazy, especially knowing how people would react. Like, if I got that question and I was Hailey, if someone continually asked me about my husband's ex in interviews, I wouldn't even give people the soundbite. Like, I would literally be like, oh no, everything is perfectly fine between us. But actually, you know, if you want to hear about this, here's what I'm doing here. I would just never give people the opportunity. Sure, they can come up with a headline like, Madison Hill dodges question about her husband's ex again. Okay. And? But then you're not going to catch me saying anything bad or good. You're just going to catch me not even talking about it. And then eventually people will stop asking you about it because they're like, damn, she's not going to give us the soundbite. She's not going to give us the tea. So we might as well just move on and stop asking her about Selena. Stop asking her about the drama, the feud, all of that stuff. But because she constantly talks about it, of course any outlet's going to ask her about it. They're going to want the freaking tea. They're going to want the headline. They're going to want the press. Like, when would we ever really be tuned in to watching an interview on Bloomberg? That's no shade. I mean, like, I just normally wouldn't be going to Bloomberg. You know what I mean? I probably should. Then I'm sure I would be securing the bag much better. But I'm just saying, it's a whole thing. Olivia said, after the cordial photo between the two of them, she should have kept her mouth shut about the issue. That should have ended it all. Exactly. But the problem is, after they did that photo, she then went and made fun of her with Kylie Jenner on Instagram and then tried to be like, oh, we weren't making fun of her. But you're exactly right. It's like, after that photo, it should have been done. You should have never, ever connected yourself to Selena Gomez again. And I want to say, Justin, in the meantime, is literally just skating by. Like, no one is even concerned with Justin, I feel like, now. And the attention is all on these two ladies. And that might also be because, I don't know how Justin is doing. I'm hoping that he's fine. But, yeah. So, Justin is MIA. He really is MIA. It kind of scares me. I'm not even going to lie. We're hoping that Justin is fine because, yeah, there's been some craziness. But like I said, him and Hailey were seen on a date night two nights ago. They were going to Giorgio Baldi, I think that's where they went, in Santa Monica. So he was smiling at least. He was smiling and he looked happier than he normally does. So I'll give him that. So that's good, at least. So he was seen on a date night with Hailey after all of this mess was happening, which I'm sure she was like, get dressed, get out of the house. We're showing people that we're happily married because this Bloomberg interview where I opened my mouth about Selena again is everywhere. And we need people distracted. Although, I don't really know if the date night is enough to distract people, but it was a good effort. Good try, honestly. But what I also want to talk with you guys about, aside from just Selena and Justin and Hailey and that connection, I also want to talk to you about the Weeknd, you guys. So there is this fan theory out there that the Weeknd used Selena Gomez as inspiration for the Idol, or that it's loosely based on Selena Gomez, okay? So the Weeknd actually had a much bigger role in this HBO show, in Sam Levinson's new show, than I thought. Like, they filmed at his real house. He was part of the character development. He had the music. He had a really big role in this very controversial show. So people are thinking that he used inspo from Selena's life to help create the character Jocelyn. If you have not watched The Idol, essentially it is about a pop star who's trying to rebuild her career, have a comeback. Her name is Jocelyn. And the similarities between Jocelyn's life and Selena Gomez's life are as followed. Even though I already see people being like, what? So the first similarity that people have found is that Jocelyn mentions in the show that she used to be a child actor. Now she's a pop star. Obviously, Selena Gomez used to be a child actor. Now she's still an actress. She's a pop star. So they both got their starts child acting. Then the second similarity is the series picks up right after Jocelyn just canceled her world tour because she lost her mother and she's struggling mentally. She is having a hard time. People are connecting that to when Selena Gomez canceled the rest of her revival tour because she was struggling with her mental health. So that's the second similarity. The third similarity is that Jocelyn does a photo shoot in her lingerie and she's wearing a hospital bracelet. And if y'all remember Selena Gomez's Bad Liar music video, there's a part in the video where she's also wearing a hospital bracelet that says fall risk and she's kind of dancing around in a hospital bed. People also brought up that song. There's a scene where they want Jocelyn to like moan on her track and her and The Weeknd do some things in the booth to get that to be accomplished. Selena Gomez also kind of moaned on her song Bad Liar. The other similarity is that Jocelyn had a difficult relationship with her mother. She actually claims that her mother was abusive towards her. Now, Selena Gomez has obviously never made those claims against Mandy, but Selena and her mom have had some up and downs, in their mother-daughter relationship. If you guys remember, Mandy Teefey was very vocal that she did not think it was a good idea for Selena Gomez to reconcile with Justin Bieber when they reconciled that last time before they broke up. She also was very public that she did not like Selena Gomez doing that Woody Allen movie. So that's another one. People are also comparing a Instagram live that Jocelyn does on the show where she's like emotional and trying to be real with her followers, similar to an Instagram live that Selena did after an interview with Elle magazine where she was like, I just want to be honest with you guys. The magazine's not portraying me correctly. They used me, blah, blah, blah. And then another similarity, this is the last one I have for you. There is a scene where The Weeknd is going over Jocelyn's schedule and her assistant blocks out time for them to work on a beauty brand together. And she's like, Jocelyn and I are best friends. We've been working on this beauty brand together, blah, blah, blah. And The Weeknd's like, no, cancel it, like is offensive towards her. And people are comparing that to how close Selena Gomez is with her assistant, Teresa Mingus. We know it's like one of her best friends. Teresa did launch her own swimwear line. Selena modeled for the swimwear line. She didn't work, she's not necessarily like a part of it, but she did model for it, so people are comparing it to that. So those are the reasons why people think that The Weeknd might have used some inspiration from Selena Gomez's life. My thing is, did he actually, or do you think this is just something fans are reaching, and now unfortunately it's giving The Weeknd press and some positive press actually in regards to the show? Because really, if you've seen anything about the Idol, everyone hates, I guess I'm generalizing, but for the most part, people are not fans of the show at all. People have said that Lily Rose Depp is incredible. Some of the other supporting actors in the series I'm hearing are incredible, but I've heard that The Weeknd and the overall story is just absolute trash, and that Sam Levinson just totally freaking ruined this. Because originally this series was written and supposed to be directed by a woman. That was scrapped. Sam Levinson was brought in, and he just turned it into this like hypersexual, crazy, pushing the boundaries kind of show. So I don't know. I feel like they're really like holding on to this, and considering The Weeknd has been very vocal about other things discussed about the show, but he hasn't said anything about this, tells me that it's either true or they're just being happy, or that they're just happy that this is like positive press for them and it's having people talk about them. Olivia said, I read someone call it feminism through a man's eyes. That actually is probably an accurate description. Again, it's not a great description, but Madcap said, Lily seems desperate, but Prob just doesn't want to badmouth the show she's in. Hard spot to be in. Oh, for sure. I mean, Lily can't be up here doing interviews being like, yeah, Sam Levinson was awful. The Weeknd was awful. She can't trash the show. She obviously has to be for it. And, ultimately, the show did help kind of put her on the map and give her her acting debut. So I also think you're not going to trash people who gave you the first step. You know what I mean? Obviously, she's been modeling and she's been in the industry for years, but this was her first big serious role. So I also understand why she wouldn't want to say anything negative, because I would feel the same way. I'd be like, yeah, even though I don't agree with how this played out, these people did give me, my chance. So unless they did something really horrible to me, then of course I would be screaming it from the rooftops, because we got to hold people accountable. We have Tara saying he played the sleazy character too well, and he always pulls from his life. I can't look at him the same. He's a creep. JP Love said The Weeknd is the new Charlie Puth, using Selena for promo. Autumn said The Weeknd needs to shut up and stick to music. Cass said Abel was so incredibly creepy in this. I've heard he is the definition of giving the ick in this series. I've only seen clips on social media, but the clips I've seen on social media, I'm like, I don't think I could watch it. And honestly, Euphoria is even a little hard for me to watch, to be honest with you. I couldn't finish season 2. And so I just think Sam Levinson things are just maybe not for me, which is crazy because I pretty much love almost anything that the general public is talking about. Like if people are talking about it, I watch it, and normally I find some sort of good in it. I find something. But this one I'm like not hearing anything. Real Life Southern Barbie said, I made myself watch it. It's insane, but it made me not like The Weeknd. I see him differently. So are y'all saying you think this is like a bad career move for The Weeknd? I am curious. If you were a Weeknd fan before, after watching The Idol, does that make you not like The Weeknd anymore? Because The Weeknd has some stans. There are some Weeknd stans out there. So I'm just curious, if you were a fan of The Weeknd before, after watching The Idol, are you like, yeah, ew, no, I don't think I can do it anymore? Because, okay, a lot of you are saying yes. We also have Travis saying, happy hang hour, Madison. Yeah, the parallels are apparent, but I think it's merely just coincidence. In my opinion, I think the Abelina fans are reaching. Okay, Travis, I'm happy you feel that way, honestly, because I did not want The Weeknd to use Selena Gomez's life as inspiration for a TV show. I thought that was just not okay, and I feel like that's just as sleazy as his character. So Travis, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you say it's just coincidence. It's just some parallels. People are reaching. I'm very, very, very happy. Rose said, I watched it because I wanted to see Jennie from Blackpink. I heard she's incredible. I heard Jennie like slayed. Oh, Rose. OMG, same. They literally used her for clout. He should stick to singing. Yes. Okay, so I'm getting the understanding that The Weeknd just like literally really flubbed on this. And you know what I think bothered me? I'll tell you in just a second. I want to read Maria's comment. Total bad move. Was thinking on attending his concert, but thank God I didn't buy tickets. Now that I've seen the show, he gives me the ick. Maria. Okay. That's good to know. Wow. That's how bad it was. And you know what I think annoys me about the situation? I saw he responded to the criticism he's been receiving over his character, and he was like, that's the point. Like, you're supposed to be disgusted by me because as a society, we have this problem that we fall in love with these awful characters, but like, I wanted you to hate my guts, so I'm really just doing such a good job that y'all hate me. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, get off the high horse. Stop acting like this is some, very artistic move that just all of us little people can't understand. Like, no, you just are gross. Like, you just gave people the ick. You just come off sleazy. You just shouldn't have done it. Just admit you screwed up. You shouldn't have taken the role. And now we have some regrets, and we're hoping that people forget about it. I just saw someone say, sure, Jan. And exactly. Cass said his head is way too big. Epic Turtle said he was gaslighting the audience. Exactly. Harmony said he's being funny AF on Twitter, and of course I'm not for his character, but he is doing the most. He is literally doing the most. I feel like he is really, I think he knows how y'all feel. I think he knows, and he's saying, you guys all be like, yeah, no, The Weeknd's a big no for me after seeing this, and I think he's panicking, and hence why he's trying to be funny on Twitter and try to just be like, oh no, like it's so fine, like that was the whole point of the show, like you guys just don't get it, because I think he realizes that he screwed up. Maybe he shouldn't have done this role. Sacred Space said, I think Sam Levinson shouldn't be allowed to write anymore, haha, and Abel should stick to music. Do you guys think we're gonna see Abel like have his acting moment? Do we think we're gonna see him and more things? Or do you think there's no way anyone will put him in a show after this? Let me know. Felicia said he should have just stuck to singing. Harmony said he totally ruined it. Eminem said his character is gross, but like, I don't know now, he just creeps me out because he said he was method acting. Exactly. It's like, is this kind of who you actually are, and now you're just like able to show it and it's okay because it's technically in a scripted, controlled environment? I don't know. I agree. I think what he was putting out there was like a little too a little too good. A little too good. Christina, we're talking about The Weeknd allegedly using Selena Gomez's life as inspiration for the character Jocelyn in his show, The Idol. So that's what we're talking about. And everyone's just talking about how freaking creepy The Weeknd is in this show. Gabby said, and here's Selena worried about when she'd be good enough on her own. When all these other people are latching onto her. Checkmate. That is such a fantastic point. If you guys watched Selena Gomez's documentary, My Mind and Me, she has this really emotional moment where she's like, when am I just going to be good on my own? Like, when are people just going to come for me? And that's such a good point. It's like, girl, you've been good enough on your own. Like, look at all these people who are using you for content, for ideas, for, to get into the headlines. Like, it's crazy. Artemis said, okay, so does that mean if someone else would have taken the role, that person would have received the same amount of dislike? I mean, it's a character. Y'all treating it like it's whom he is. So I think the reason why people are doing that, Artemis, is because he said he was method acting, which means, he really immersed himself in the role, and people are feeling like he was almost like too good. Like he might actually be a little bit creepy in real life. But who knows? I think we will never know. If someone else took the role, would we feel the same way? We will never know. That's what's crazy. And I think that's why people were disappointed that he took the role in the first place, because they didn't want to see The Weeknd in a series like this. But yeah, you're right. I don't know if it was someone else, maybe we would feel differently. I also think we would feel differently if The Weeknd addressed that he was creepy and addressed that he would never do anything like this in real life and addressed that he's not about this. I think then we'd be like, oh, okay, thank God. But the fact that he's just perpetuating this character, I don't know. I think that's why. Travis said the acting was horrible. Let's admit it, right? And Yazzy's going in about the wig. Now, the little ponytail was pretty bad. I do feel for him on the little ponytail. I was like, oh no. When I saw the first promo pic for the Idol, I was like, they gave this man a little rat tail. They gave him a rat tail. They did. I mean, even my ponytail, you know what I mean? I feel like I have a rat tail because I have short hair, but The Weeknd's was worse. The Weeknd, this is at least a cute, maybe bunny tail. The Weeknd's was just straight up rat tail. And honestly, I think that's probably what made him 10 times creepier. I could be wrong. It's the hair, it's the voice, it's the smoking, the touching of the mouth. It's all of the things. I just feel like he gives off major creep vibes. Tara said he basically created the character. It was so hard to watch. And he did. He is behind the character development for that entire show. What you're seeing as Tedros or whatever his name is in the show, that is him. Epic Turtle said it was awkward. Rose said the freaking rat tail was gross but fit the character. Exactly. Real Life Southern Barbie said Lily Depp is good in the show, but the show is too much. I don't think it has anything to do with Selena. It better not. Yes, the ick is a good word for his character. I really hope it doesn't have anything to do with her either, because I also kind of feel like, how could they use her life as inspiration and not pull her in on the project, right? If people were able to prove that, I feel like that would be, legally, you can't do that. I think that they pulled inspiration from several major pop stars in the industry. Britney Spears also started really, really young. Britney Spears has had an up and down relationship with her family. Britney Spears has had to cancel things for her mental health. I think that they're pulling from a lot of different artists, not just Selena specifically. At least that is what I'm hoping. I think people are obviously pulling in the Selena connection because The Weeknd and Selena used to date. So, of course, Selena probably divulged things to The Weeknd that maybe not everyone knew. And I think that's why people are saying, oh, this might be Selena Gomez because of The Weeknd connection. Her and Ariana, another one, which we're hoping that Ariana and her marriage are okay, because we are hearing some not so great things. We're keeping our fingers crossed for Glenda the Good Witch. We have Cass saying, I don't think it's about her. I think he used certain things that she did to draw in her audience. Fessy said it was just nasty, horrid acting, annoying, disgusting script. Do they not have people proofreading and telling them, this is crap, you need to change it? I will say they didn't get a second season, which I don't think anyone thought they were. They also scrapped an episode. It was originally supposed to be 6 episodes. It ended up only being 5. So I think HBO realizes that they made a mistake on this. At least in my opinion, I think they realized they made a mistake. I think that they should have put that money towards another season of Succession, but that's just me. I would have been happy to see another season of Succession instead of this Idol situation. But obviously, I'm happy that Lily Rose Depp got her moment. But still, I personally would have rather seen another thing of Succession. But the views are way down. Yeah, the view. I think they said the finale. I feel like I read somewhere that it only premiered, or not only premiered, that only like 150,000 people watched it right when it came out, which is so low compared to shows like Succession, where millions of people were tuning in as soon as the episode dropped. So it for HBO, I mean, it was a flop. It was a flop for HBO for sure, based on numbers alone and how much it cost and all of the promo that they paid for. Like, no freaking way. Also, Rose, Succession is so good. My boyfriend and I are watching it now. Oh, literally one of the best shows to ever grace our TV screens. Let me know your thoughts. Abigail said she's been there for younger fans and grown adult fans, and she has been giving great advice to show how as a human we can be better and care for one another. Stop hating and kill them with kindness. Talking about Selena Gomez. Abso-freaking-lutely. Denise said, what's Succession? So for y'all who haven't watched Succession, it's an HBO show. Now you can binge it because it just ended a couple months ago. They just did the last season and the finale. This is actually true. Succession is actually loosely based on the Murdoch family, not the people in the South with the sons, not that Murdoch family, like the Murdoch family who's in media, the people who own like Fox News and all of these smaller news outlets. In the real life Murdoch family, they have an older son, then they have an older son from another marriage, and then 3 kids from his second marriage. And it's basically just people who have a ton of money, a ton of power, and all of the siblings are vying to take over this huge company. And it is so freaking good. If you are a Gossip Girl person, or I'm trying to think of another show that would be similar, but I think of it almost as like an adult Gossip Girl. Like, that's kind of how I look at it, because it's like there's people with tons of money, there's tons of drama, they're all vying for the dad's attention, they're all trying to fight their way and screw each other over to get to the top. It's so good. It is so good. I will say it is a show that you have to pay attention to. So if you're someone who likes to be on your phone and watch TV, it's probably not going to be your show. But if you get a chance, it's really good. Sam Levinson did not do Succession, which should tell you that why it's good. Sam Levinson had nothing to do with Succession, and you can tell because it's. I mean, I guess there's some sexual things, but it's not like we're trying to be crazy. You know what I mean? It actually fits the storyline and actually makes sense in the story. Maria said, to know the Idol could have been better if they kept the original female director. It makes me wonder how different it originally was. Exactly. Felicia said, I'm sorry, I meant that they want something new or something else would have been better for that money. Exactly. Rose said, just watch it. I didn't think I would like it, but you get sucked into the drama. You really do. I mean, it's like political drama, family drama, and there's also there's some comedy, you know what I mean? Cousin Greg and Tom, like, are 2 characters that offer some comedic relief that I'm just like obsessed with them. But yeah, you guys should really try it. The Cosmic Valkyrie said, people try to ignore the little things that are similar, but it's the little things that prove it. That's how you legally get away with it. Also, obviously, you could sue T. But yeah, you guys, I just saw the time, and I have kept y'all here for a long time. I'm so happy. I'm sorry again that we had that technical difficulty earlier, but we are back, and I'm glad that everyone is able to find us. You guys, I have a few more minutes if y'all have any questions or there's another piece of celebrity tea that you want to watch. April said, where can we watch it? You can watch it on HBO. So good. That's what I was saying, like, HBO should have put more money into Succession than they did to the Idol. So HBO is where you can watch this. It's really, really, really good. I cannot emphasize it enough. Tara said, I really hope Lily doesn't feel used or taken advantage of. Me too. Especially because this was her first really big role. So hopefully. Real Life Southern Barbie said, Selena and Bella are now grossed out if they try to watch it. Right? Like, do you think Selena's watched it? Like, do you think Selena has seen it and she's like, is this play about us? Not to, as I was just talking ish about Euphoria. But like, truthfully. Am I excited for Speak Now TV? Yes. Oh my God, you guys. We are 2 days away from Speak Now. Oh my God. I literally cannot wait. I'm so freaking excited. I am so ready. I'm so ready, you guys. I cannot wait. Speak Now was my jam when it came out. Like, I literally remember when that album was released. It's so funny. I was taking a fashion class at the time, and our fashion teacher, her name was Mrs. Monk. She was just like the cutest. You would go and like sew. So it was called fashion, but we had to make our own clothes, learn how to make our own clothes. But she would let us. She was so cool. She was so cute. She had a daughter who was like in her 20s at the time, so she was very hip, and she would let us listen to Speak Now while we were in class, and we just thought it was the coolest thing. So I feel like Speak Now will always hold like a very sweet spot in my heart because it just reminds me of that time in my life. And so I'm just so excited for it to come out. Sam Scott said, I'm going for UK tickets on Monday. Sam, we are sending you all the vibes. We're sending you all the vibes because it is hard. It is hard to get Taylor Swift tickets. But also don't panic if you don't get the pre-sale or whatever. Some friends of mine, like I told you guys last time, they just were able to get tickets when Taylor Swift added a show here in LA. So just, it will be okay. It will be okay. Autumn said, hey Madison, I think HBO is coming out with another season of Euphoria. It's not going to be until much later because of Zendaya's schedule. Anybody has answers for me in the comments. So yes, you're right. It's going to be a while. Selena is working on a new album. No word on when she's going to release it yet. I kind of feel like if we're lucky, it could be before the end of the year. But I know that she is working on it. Real Life Southern Barbie, I could not have watched another one, so glad it was short. Okay, I'm going to try Succession. Yeah, try Succession, y'all. And let me know. And we can discuss it on the next live while we're like talking and catching up with one another. If y'all are watching it, please let me know because I want to know all of your thoughts. Yes, I was talking about Euphoria for a second. Sorry, I ping-ponged a little bit. Is anyone else excited for Speak Now? Is it just me? I think a lot of you are excited. I see all in the chat. Tara said, yep, Reputation really made me a Swiftie. Okay, so Reputation is when a lot of you came on. I feel that. I feel like that was when she really went mainstream for a lot of people. Like, if you've been with Taylor since debut, since Teardrops on My Guitar, different kind of Swiftie. You know what I mean? Reputation, you came on when she was just coming for people's necks. And honestly, I respect it. I respect it, truthfully. Cass said 1989 is what got me. Allegedly, Cass, 1989 is going to be the next re-record. So, that's what people are saying. That's what the girlies are saying, which I would not be mad about either. I would love if that were the case. So, hopefully that will happen. Harmony said, I wanted to see Paramore just for Decode. I know. For those of you who get to watch Paramore at your show, I'm so jealous. I am so jealous. Madison, what is your favorite Taylor Swift album and era? Okay, this is really hard. Honestly, it's so hard because like I've told you guys, like I feel like I've kind of grown up with Taylor Swift, so I've loved every era. Honestly, Speak Now is one of my favorites. I also love Red. And I love, you're going to judge me, but I love Folklore, you guys. I love Folklore. I do. And I know that was like one of her least popular ones, but I love it. And I love Midnights. Like, am I crazy? I love Midnights. I think it's so good. Fearless. Oh, I know. Like, how do you pick just one? How are you wanting me to pick just one? But yeah, I guess I would say those are my top ones. Folklore, I feel like Folklore pulled my sister back in. Like, my sister kind of fell off the Taylor Swift bandwagon for a little bit, and then once she heard Folklore, she was like back on. And now she's been like re-educating herself on Taylor Swift, doing Reputation, 1989, Red. Because I'm like, you cannot sleep on Red. You know what I mean? You cannot not sleep on Red. Harmony said, I'm not a Swiftie, LOL, and it's all I hear about. I know. Us Swifties we are crazy, and we love to discuss it and talk about it. Again, we are mature Swifties here. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're mature Swifties here in the House of Hill, whereas other people, not so much. Crystal said, any news on Britney Spears? Not anything super crazy to report. People are just still concerned about her Instagram, y'all. People are still thinking, like, is this Britney? Is she okay? People are still concerned with what they're seeing on social media, which I don't think that concern will ever go away until we see her act a little bit different. But yeah, I think it's still an issue. Zayn is teasing new music. If y'all follow Zayn Malik on Instagram, he's coming. He is coming quick. He's been teasing new music all the freaking time. He actually looks great. So he is for sure coming with new music. Yes, for the mature Swifties. That's what I feel like we are. Like, here in the House of Hill, we're mature Swifties. God, that should be another piece of merch, shouldn't it? Mature. Hi, I'm a mature. Hi, it's me. Hi, I'm a mature Swiftie. Travis said, folklore and reputation are my loves, always and forever. Yes, absolutely. Love the new Zayn music snippet. Okay, I'm happy I'm not alone on the folklore situation. I thought y'all were going to be like Madison. But no, I'm happy. We all like folklore. Susan Perez, I'm not sure how to pronounce your first name, and I didn't want to butcher it horribly. Same, I went to the Reputation concert and became a fan of hers. My sister bought me the ticket and was lucky enough to see Selena perform at that concert. Oh my gosh, you literally lucked out. I'm so jealous. You guys, if Selena comes out at the LA show, I promise you I will go live immediately. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but I will do it. I will find a way. I will find a way. I will literally videotape. I will go live for you guys to see it in person, because that is just like a moment that I know we would all freak out and lose our minds over. And now if she doesn't come out to the Saturday show, that'll be really upsetting. But we're not going to manifest that. We're going to manifest that she's going to come out on the Friday show. So fingers freaking crossed. I always love our like ending Taylor Swift chats. I live. Golden Girl Swifties. Honestly, that's kind of how I feel sometimes. That's like kind of really accurate though. Really, really accurate. I'm absolutely dying. I love the Golden Girls. That is hilarious. Gigi said, my nieces and bestie and her daughter were obsessed. I was impressed by Teardrops, but Mean won me over. Then Reputation was super fun, but Folklore, I believe, was the first album I bought for myself. Oh, you guys, we literally are the same people, and I love it. It makes me so happy. Maria said, I love Folklore too. I also think it's Taylor's favorite because of how much she enjoys performing the Folklore section on the tour. Yes. Real Life Seth and Barbie, I love every Taylor Swift and Selena song. A collab would be awesome. Truthfully, I'll be in the EXO plans. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys, I just saw the time. We are going to go ahead and end it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in for another live happy hour hang. You guys, if you're not following me on Instagram or TikTok, please do so. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Also, share this video so we can make sure we're growing and expanding the House of Hill and bringing in all of the people, more House of Hill members, so we can all talk about how much we love folklore all together. But you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I had so much fun checking in with you guys and spilling the tea, and I will see you again next Wednesday for another live happy hour hang, 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, all right, love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.